Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Terminus podcast. This is episode number 89.
Hi.
89! Where's DJ?
89!
Strasbourg Ganza.
For the weeks of, I forgot what month it was, November 25th, 2017. Guys, it's a month until Christmas!
Yay!
Wybold, aren't you feeling it?
Can you feel it, Mr. Krebs?
I've been feeling it.
But before we go to the other side of the tracks, the train will terminate at this station.
Okay, this week we are in a truck. Or so I'm told. I can't actually see it, but
Bring up the broadcast. Oh, are you not friends with J-Bro on
I'm not. I don't think I am anyway.
I friend everyone on Steam.
That seems kind of backward for what we talk about on this podcast.
That's my weakness. I always, if somebody friends me on Steam, I just hit accept.
You got a friend in me.
Because worst case scenario, it's just somebody else I can use as a camera for the podcast.
Wow,
So-
that's...
Wow, rude.
Okay.
Well,
because
no,
if
it's
you're
like,
worth nothing else, I can still use you as
yes,
a
exactly.
camera to
Well, that's
look
worst
at.
case scenario. You know,
I can use you as something to look at. Jeez.
best case scenario, it's, somebody who wants to have a conversation, which is good.
Only appropriate conversation, though.
I've only ever had to block somebody on Steam once.
Well, that's good.
It was good. Things are good. Life is good.
It is good. It is good. Yes, very nice.
I'm getting a
Very good.
phone call that I can't answer right now. Okay, but anyways, let's move on to the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility. We've had two... Actually, we've had three, but two of them are bundled together. Because Union Pacific
Horrible fiery crashes.
Union Pacific managed to derail two trains in Oklahoma within not 24 hours, within 8 hours of one another.
How do you manage that?
Wait, did you, hold up.
What?
Did you get the, molten sulfur thing that CSX did?
No, I don't think anybody gave me a link for that. If you can give me a link for that, please give me a link for that.
I have it pulled up now. I'm trying to find it. Trying to find the link.
If you have it pulled up. Alright. You know what would be good? You know what would be an easy way to find the link if you were on your computer?
No, I found it.
So there was a crash south of Apache. 14 cars came off the tracks that were empty. Just 14 empty hoppers. And then, what's the other one? I'm trying to... Oh, derailment in Ryan. 23 rail cars came off the tracks. No injuries. Whatever. They dumped a total of, 40-some cars and 2 engines in the span of 8 hours. Union Pacific.
Again, how do you manage that?
I don't... oh my god.
Well,
Also, by the
when
way,
you're
guys,
there for
I'm
a
back
big
again.
rolling railroad.
Yeah, Eric's back. I forgot to talk about who was on this podcast. I don't know how I missed that time. But, Eric's here again.
Oh, well, we've only done it 89 times.
Yep. And, I feel like I have a pretty good percentage of remembering to introduce myself as the dispatcher, otherwise known as Trainman. My name's Ellis. And also I have Wybold, Jader, and Milky.
My name is Jeff.
His name's Jeff. And Eric's name is Eric.
Hi, I'm Eric.
Eric's name is goddammit, he got the question right again.
In 2 seconds. How did you know that?
I have a lot of free time.
Lots of
will.
things.
He has written out all the scenarios, all the things that he thinks we could ask, and answers to them.
Yeah.
They're in giant.
It's just like
a giant
It's not my
sheet.
secret.
No, it's just like a giant, no, his room is covered with sticky notes.
Exactly. So note to everyone else that wants to be on the podcast: get on his level.
Good.
All right.
I
Anyways,
have a list of all the major mergers, all the minor mergers, and all locomotive types. Everyone.
Many minor mergers make for major mergers.
Yeah,
I feel like if that could somehow be one word, it would go on your list. Anyways, we had the other derailment, which is Norfolk Southern tipped over and dumped like 400 tons of coal in a river. So it was actually the headline says in Appalachia, Virginia, which I was like, yeah, of course, it's in the Appalachians. No, it's literally the town of Appalachia, Virginia. Which, yeah. The Wise County EMA issued a boil water notice for 24 hours once water is restored. 38 of 54 cars. That's most of the cars, guys.
That's like the entire train, pretty much.
That's bad.
There were more cars off the track than on the track, which is impressive. Idiots.
That sounds like something more. That sounds more like something CSX would do, not Norfolk Southern.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
Well, it doesn't matter, because KCS still has the mantle, and they're probably going to have it for, like, the rest of our lives.
Pretty much, unless
Because
they do
they're
something
KCS.
royally stupid.
Well, unless they kill someone else again.
Oh yeah. You watch, after we record this podcast, we're going to find out that that's exactly what just happened.
Well,
First
you know,
the Terminus.
at least then the thing would go to somebody else.
True.
Look on the bright side. Someone died, but we got good content.
I don't know if that's a bright side or not.
Nah, silver lining. Yeah, no, all right.
No, not.
Anyways, so Polar's in full swing.
Wait, you forgot
side.
the CSX thing.
Yay.
Oh, god damn it! Oh, yeah, you're supposed to give
I
me that.
literally found it for you.
You found it for me.
Yes.
Found it for me. All right, molten sulfur spill in Florida, of course.
Yep.
That's even better.
We got to talk about Florida later. But Lakeland, Florida, train tipped over, CSX train, dumped molten sulfur, and 2,000 gallons of acidic grease.
That's bad.
Wow. Ooh.
I like this,
You're gonna be
you know.
picking that one.
Soil excavation at the spill is expected to remediate all impacts with no expected long-term environmental impact. You just said the same thing twice. Hold on. DEP tried to offer some assurances with this statement. Soil excavation at the spill is expected to remediate all impacts from the spill, with no expected long-term environmental impact.
Yeah, they're
It's
literally
like,
repeating themselves.
that's redundant. Even if that's the case, it has already impacted a lot of people who live in the area. Kids stayed home from school, and others were stuck because no one could drive in or out of their neighborhood. Barbara Wade just wanted to go home after work, but couldn't. I can't go this way. I can't go this way, that way, this way, she complained. And I parked my vehicle and walked, and the officer stopped me and said, "No way, you're not going down that way."
What? What? Okay, moving on.
This article is very interestingly written. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Alright, that was November 27th. Okay, yeah. So that's why I don't have a link to it. Because it's from the future!
Ooh.
Ooh, we gotta go back.
Anyways, yeah, let's go back to the section that we were about to end up on. So we've got Trackside Tales. Who wants to talk about what they've done this week?
I've gone
some
in
scenery.
circles a whole awful lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
On the 40th day of Polar.
Yep. Polar has been going since the 9th of November. We're almost a month in. We're also almost halfway. We've only lost a couple crew members, so that's good.
What's that? Polar's been expanded into February.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. It goes into January on the DNS.
Seriously?
Good lord.
Riddle me how that works.
Wait, how far into January?
First week.
Oh, God.
That's not too bad, but still.
That's a lot of
January.
It's a lot of polar.
At that point, at that point, the beauty of winter's done.
Well, no, I mean the beauty of winter's still there, but
No,
It's no
it
longer
moves on.
Christmas.
You're past the beauty of winter. You're into the depression of winter.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the beauty of winter sticks around until like late January. Then it gets
And it
depressing.
gets depressing.
Actually, Yeah, you're
Because
right.
there can be 2 to 3 snowy months. November can have some. December should be snowy. January should be snowy, and February should have some. That should be it.
Yeah, except it's
Because-
except it's November has some, December is snowy, January is snowy, February is extremely snowy.
Yeah, and March is snowy. April is snowiest, and then May is still snowy.
I wish we had that over here.
No,
Please
you don't.
Please give me the snow. Yes, I do. I actually would have hoped for some snow. Unfortunately, we just haven't really had any yet. But TJ and I went to take advantage of, I guess, cool weather, winter weather, and we went to Essex to foam.
Yes. You went to go
Which-
see the Rankabout Tenga
Yes, we did plenty of foam. What was actually pretty funny, so we get there early. I went to the Model Railroad Club first. I said hi to the people there, and I ran Ella about a car length from the roundhouse where she was left onto the turntable, and then I forgot to put her back. So JB is probably
Oops.
annoyed at me, but that's okay. I paid my dues. They're not going to kick me out of the club. But it's like 1 o'clock. We get going. We get there for like 2:30 or so because there was traffic, and immediately we go over to this pizza place and just get food because we're both hungry. And I get this 10-inch like personal barbecue chicken
whoa.
pizza, and it's amazing. And I ate half of it immediately, more than half of it. I ate 5 out of 8 slices. And then we went to go see the train, but every time we stopped to sit by the tracks and let the train go by,
Yeah.
I would grab the pizza and eat another piece. And so we went to Deep River, which is where the ferry boat landing is. The ferry boat was in the process of being cocooned for the winter.
Oh, is this the pizza place that...
Yes. Yeah, you went to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, no, you didn't go. You were... Okay, yeah, this is the pizza place that TJ and I went to.
Yep. But, yeah, so we went to
It's
that.
not the pedo pizza.
No, it's not the Pizza Dungeon.
The pizza dungeon, that's right.
Pizza dungeon?
The pizza dungeon.
Yeah. But
Okay.
But we get to Deep River and the train stops to like let Santa get on or whatever. And one of the crew members gets out and he's like, "Oh, you brought me a pizza," because I'm standing next to the tracks holding a pizza box, eating pizza. And I go, "Sure, you can have everything that's left." And I hand him the empty box.
Nice.
That's terrible.
They should have just thrown it in the firebox.
Yeah.
Probably did.
But they had a novice engineer on 40, I think.
Oh, cool.
Because, well, we watched them slip twice. Which that was funny enough. That is rare. That doesn't happen. It's not like there are steep grades. But we see the train pull into Deep River, and it pulls almost all the way past the platform. Because Santa gets on the end of the train. So it pulls almost all the way past the platform so Santa can get on the back of the train. And then we hear on the radio, because the guy's standing right there, we hear on his radio, Locomotive 40, if you can find your reverser and back it up about 8 car lengths. And then they waited, and waited, and waited, because 3025 left the station late. And so they had to wait for it to come back. And we're waiting a lot longer than usual.
8 car lengths, that's more than a train length.
That was about how long the train was.
God, how do
Missed it
you
by
overshoot?
that much?
No, my question: how do you overshoot a station that badly?
Well, no, because Santa has to get on the back, so they had to pull forward a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit longer than you'd figure.
I mean,
Right.
I'm not one to judge. I backed onto the train yesterday and hit the 86 car like a ton of bricks, so
Oof.
brakes are hard.
Breaks all the knuckles.
Yeah. Man, 3025 came in and then ran around the train and then left. We sort of just hung out and watched that. We kind of startled Mr. and Mrs. Claus because we were standing on the platform when they got off the train. And then the station master's like, "Yeah, you guys can't be here." We're like, "Okay, we'll just go stand somewhere else." But TJ wanted a very specific shot. TJ created the largest dump that's ever been in the dump group.
It was insane.
It was over 150 photos. Because he put his camera on burst mode.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't freaking know. But anyways, that was what I did. I think I did other stuff. Oh yeah, I can talk about the State Line Tunnel, but I'll let somebody else go first.
Lucy has a cab now.
Lucy has a cab now.
I think that's in both sections, but I got the joyous experience of helping move it inside.
J-Bro has made a
Always fun.
mistake. J-Bro
what
is
did he do?
jackknifing his... Oh god. Jade, are you watching this? Please tell me you're watching this.
No.
You're the one who said you like to criticize other people's driving. That was hilarious. Alright, anyways.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch this episode then.
Particularly beautiful
I've
cab,
been
actually.
making
Milky,
progress.
that was the guest list.
Yeah, that was the guest list.
God damn it.
Good job.
What'd you do?
He put his photo dump in the guest list.
You idiot.
You stupid!
Okay, they had
Can't
Terminus.
say that on the podcast.
Family friendly, family friendly.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
we've used a little too many swear words to say this is family friendly.
I don't know about you, but I haven't. Where's the thing about the cab? Where is it? I lost it. It's over there. Oh, it's above Milky's dump. Wait, no, it's not. Where is it?
Thanks.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's okay, there's no evidence other than the message.
There's no
that's been-
evidence other than the bajillion message removed.
Could have been worse. It could have been the one that I put in here.
Alright.
Whoa.
It's okay, it's what I've been doing on my route.
That's a...
Jader,
Is
what
that
the
a
hell?
crane?
That is really nice.
Yeah. Looking
Oh, yeah.
good.
It's a little quarter-mile industrial park spur that I decided to add
I was looking at
for
the
the
ferry
sake of
stuff.
adding more operations in the town. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good.
Oh hey, you're on a speeder.
Yeah,
Nice.
The Milwaukee Road Speed.
and I managed to find a tree grate object to allow me to put trees in the sidewalks.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I need to get that.
Yeah, it took me like an hour to try and find the name of it. Because I've seen them before. I know what they are. It's just a matter of figuring out what they're called.
It's like a sidewalk hole. It's a tree hole. It's a...
A hole for
Yeah.
the wood, nature wood.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's a wood
It's a
hole.
discussion.
Then I added those BDW names that Mason suggested, or put in the group. I
Oh,
did
okay.
that with power poles and the street lights, and it turned out pretty good. Except for the one that I forgot to rotate into the road. Oh well.
It looks good. It looks really good. Also, you have a railroad.
Yeah, I do have a road in Minecraft actually. For the upcoming YouTube series that we're
Project
doing, I
Machina.
built a railroad. Yeah, Project Machina.
Spoilers.
Dun, 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 dun.
I built a railroad from Daylight's house, which is like 200 blocks away from mine, to your house. to your base.
I don't know what you're talking
But-
about.
To your totally non-base base.
We don't
yeah.
have a base. It's not there. There's nothing there. It's just a
Okay.
mailbox. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, we pick up mail from there.
Einz found me the other day.
Yeah, he
I was working on stuff and he just shows up and goes, I come bearing gifts. I was like, go away. Put it in the
Leave it in the mailbox.
Put it in the mailbox and leave.
Did I tell you that we have an active map of the server? if
No.
that updates in real time.
No, get it away.
I'm like, I can see my house from here. And
Well, you won't
and
be
I
able to see,
also built my first engine.
which of course
the
was
one-
the GS4.
Yep.
Had
So
to
now all I need to do is build oil tankers and build the oil extraction, and then I can start moving oil.
be. Mhm.
But so far, so good. Got a little bit of the track going towards the main town. And I got a little tiny bit of my westward extension. AKA enough to go over that tiny bridge. I know. It's progress.
What's with
Just
the
like
car flip?
those are new passenger cars that I reskin for the Westford and Brightford. Because I'm good on locomotives. And I don't have too many freight and passenger cars for the railroad. So I decided to make some.
Oh, they don't look half bad.
And they turned out pretty well. And then the wetting hall, we used a new consolidation. So I thought I'd give my attempt at reskinning it into a WP consolidation. And it was, could have been better, but could have been worse.
Reasoning.
I-
Now, there's something I haven't done in 40 years.
I haven't
I've been
opened
reskinning-
Tane in like 2 weeks.
I've been reskinning Detroit everything for TBA.
It's
I
okay. I haven't,
reskinned the Class A, 614, the E10, the CB&Q Norn, the Frisco Decapod, and 3713.
Huh.
And Mark. And I also gave him a skeleton dog frat car.
I hope he's working.
Oh yeah.
Hope he's working on it. I haven't had time to work on mine. Well, I've been home for
Yeah.
Foamsgiving. But before I went home, so I talked a couple weeks ago. I talked on a previous podcast about me visiting State Line Tunnel.
Yeah.
And so I decided to go back so I could catch Amtrak.
Oh, Amtrak.
Amtrak comes through at about dusk. And so I'm standing there with a friend of mine. Not that funny. I
Okay.
was standing there with a friend of mine, and we're looking at the abandoned tunnel bore, and the sun has gone down. And
Oh,
he
no.
goes, can we walk through it? It's like, I guess we can walk through it. And so I take out my lantern, which is so crappy, and we get like 5 steps in, and this giant raven comes flying out of the tunnel.
Oh,
Well,
The Raven Part 2.
We both panicked.
not
and,
in my neighborhood.
and he goes, I knew something was gonna be living in there. Oh my god. But we walked all the way through. Oh god, that was a little bit freaky. I mean, it's only a 600-foot long tunnel, but it's curved enough so you can't see one end from the other.
oh,
So you're just staring at this black hole. Like, oh.
not knowing what's there.
But it was really cool to see the Lakeshore Unlimited come out of the tunnel after, at like 6 o'clock at night when it was dark. Like,
Oh,
really,
did my train finally arrive there?
really dark. Yeah, no, it never made it.
Oh, okay.
That was the other one.
Okay, gotcha.
But I have a note on a project that has been thought about and mentioned a couple of times. So, I went to take a look at the go-kart that my cousins own that will likely one day soon be the prototype reach-around,
Ah, yeah.
aka speeder, for those not up on the lingo.
Yes.
And it's in decent shape. It probably needs a replacement motor, but it's
It needs a lot of TLC.
it's smaller than I thought. It's
Oh.
actually it's much thinner than I thought it was going to be. It's only about the wheelbase
Never
is
heard
only
that
about
before.
3 or 3.5 feet, whereas obviously railroad is 4'8.5". So it's interesting.
Small
Yes.
boy.
It's going to be interesting to figure out how to attach the wheels on. It's also a little bit snug for 2 people, but it's not a big deal because you can have somebody hang on the back. When it's on rails, you're not going to worry about like turning too
Wait,
hard.
does it have a wall cage?
It does.
Or- Okay, then we can have people on.
But you're you're not going to worry about rolling it if you're on the train track. You're not going to turn too tightly.
Yeah, I know, but in terms of people that could possibly be up on there.
Oh yeah, you could have people sitting on the roll cage.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, that'd be silly. But yeah, no, there's a way to do it. It's
But the Iron Horseman goes to Gilman.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm just
Isn't that the abandoned mining town?
Yep.
Yes. Somebody's yelling at their girlfriend, or whatever. Can't do that. But yeah, that's my thing. That's my whole thing.
I did some things.
What do you do?
I did some scenery.
Oh, you did some real life mini scenery.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the before. This is the area by the yard. I finally I rearranged the yard and everything for the 5th time, and I'm gonna stick with this arrangement.
Is he sure about that?
Yeah.
I'm like 90% sure.
Oh,
So
great!
stick
There's a
with
10%
this array.
chance he's gonna change his
So
mind.
you're telling me there's a chance? Okay. Where's the app?
Here's the.
I just sent it.
Oh, I can't see. I'm blind.
Okay, yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah, looking good.
Yeah, the track on the outside track is the main. Then you have the arrival / departure tracks, and the caboose track, and then the yard lead.
Alright.
The tracks are a little wobbly.
They're okay
Does everything make it over them okay?
for the most part. Yes,
Oh boy.
like everything makes it. I mean, occasionally something will just the switch won't close all the way, and something will go on the ground.
Why is Jaber going?
But usually
92?
it's not too bad.
That reminds me, I don't have any photos, but I got 4 boxes of scenery stuff from my older brother for
Nice.
a week, so. Unfortunately, it's not too much to do my entire setup, but it's enough to get a small part of it done.
Free stuff.
Good,
But
And I
for a
got-
reasonable price of free.
nice. And I started wiring up the turntable tracks. I have the turntable itself, and then 4 of the 5 of the stall tracks working. So woohoo!
Woohoo!
How do you keep your cork road bed down? Do you just glue it?
Some of it is glued, but okay, let's see. In the pictures I sent, the part that's closest to the water is glued. Wait. Yeah, the part closest to the lake is glued, and then everything else is nailed because
Oh, okay.
originally the main line went it curved in farther, and then cut kind of diagonal across the table. And then I rerouted it where it just goes straight across, parallel to the edge. Yeah. So the original stuff is glued, and then I just I ran out of glue, and I didn't want to buy more, so I'm just I'll just nail it down. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Nobody will notice.
Ballast covers it up.
Nailed like pork. Well,
And I guess that leaves me then, right?
yeah, I don't know. You want to talk about stuff? You can talk about stuff.
I got Tane.
Yay!
I am now a part of the modern era.
You mean the new era?
That too.
Yeah, there you go. Enjoy.
I have yet to fire it up though.
Enjoy
it just
like
finished-
switches that do the thing.
And your computer exploding.
Yeah,
Oh, my
that's-
computer's not gonna. My computer is well built for
His
this, so
computer's good.
my computer is good.
He even has a monitor that's the right shape.
Oh,
Yeah.
shut up. Shut up.
It's big.
Yeah, shut up. I'll be the square boy.
Yeah, you can get a you can run Tolbrand probably.
Jader square pants. Jader square monitor.
Right.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
On Westbury and Brightford, I'm starting the process of replacing all the canary with IRM canary,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
which, oh boy. Because it's weird how the default canary works because you can't replace it using asset replace.
No.
No, you
You-
can't.
No, default cannot be replaced.
Wait,
I even-
what is the default canary?
Like the metal one with the concrete base,
Oh.
Okay.
whereas these ones are wooden poles
hmm
and just look way better.
I'm gonna have to look into these. Wait, are they on the DLS or?
Yeah, BDW. Stacks up that Mason.
Yeah.
Showed in the group.
I'll have to ask Mason. Like, send me all the things that are cool. He's pretty good at that. It'll be a long time until I need them.
Well, that's why we should do another root build, so we can do cool stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that we used to do.
Yeah, we used to
Yeah.
do that when we had free time. You
What,
know, way
free
back
time?
Way
when.
back when. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepper Ridge Farms.
Yeah. It's like 50 some odd miles of track I gotta replace.
I have like half of the track to Mason Valley. I haven't touched it in a little while, but I got some good inspiration for how things are gonna look with regards to the Mason Valley branch. I'm gonna base it off of the Valley Railroad.
Nice.
It's actually gonna be able. You're gonna be able to run more than one train at a time, unlike the Olive Branch. There's no, where there aren't any thingies. Aren't any places to meet a
Are you
train.
gonna make the one around track an actual one around track?
I mean, there should be some room to run around.
Yeah. Compared to the all branch where it's
It's a stub.
a little bit. Yeah, it's just up.
Don't worry about it. It's just stubby.
Oh,
That's how you use it.
Sounds like a problem if it's Stebby.
Yeah. Alright. What else? Anything else?
Obsession.
Obsession? You had an obsession?
Long story. Yeah, the obsession plans that I talked about last time.
Oh yeah. How'd that go?
Long story short, well, let's see. We get there, and it's just Brawl and I, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're like, all right, we can work with this.
We can run this with two
Because-
people.
Well, yeah, because Jake told us that he was at the club a couple days before, and he set up a few trains for us, and we're just like, okay, we can use those, and then we get there, and they're gone.
Oops.
So it's just like, oh, okay.
No trains for you.
Well, like the cars were still on the layout, but they were like all scattered around in other trains. So we're just like, all right. And then like we start getting into the switching and everything. And because it's kid night, it just gets super busy, super fast. And yeah, normally it's pretty busy, but last week we had like three or four new members that joined like that day. So it was extra busy.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think there were like 10 people trying to run in the layout at once. Where at most you could do 6, maybe 7.
I think on layout that the club that I'm thinking about joining can probably handle more than 10 trains. But they're out huge.
Yeah, ours is 3 main lines in a big circle, and then a yard and some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because your layout's modular, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Modular and well, I mean now it's more stable. Because after they got back from the fair, they went through and like did some more support work to all the legs.
Oh yeah. That's always
So
the
if you
biggest
like-
problem with modulars.
Yeah. Like, I mean, for a while, the legs were literally just PVC pipes, just, secured to the bottom of the tables.
Oh.
Like, and then, then we added like a little box around the top of each of the legs to kind of hold it in more so it doesn't shake as much. So, like, you can bump the table and it doesn't shake the entire layout.
I mean, the thing I've noticed that's a problem with modular layouts sometimes, and I didn't get to see the progress on, crap. On our modular, we have a 4-piece modular layout that we're going to be taking to the Big E, the Amherst Model Railway Society thing at the end of January. And I'm going to be there repping the Providence Northern. But I haven't gotten to see it, but they've been doing a lot of work on that. The thing that I always see that's a problem with modulars is that sometimes there'll be a little bit of a difference between the height of one module and the height of the next.
Yep.
And it'll just screw things up.
We have that problem.
Yeah.
Like there's just little bumps, not even like you can barely tell it's there, but just enough where if you're running a train and 2 cars have different, the couplers at different heights, it'll uncouple. And that is the most annoying thing to deal with.
No.
Yeah. I had that problem not in an HO layout, on like a HO, or like an ON30, I think, or an ON3.
Oh, okay.
It was these guys. They have this really cool layout. They bring it to that show, but the modules just didn't quite go together properly, and so the trains would just derail all the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Such is the rub with modulars.
Yep. Anyways, you have anything else?
Do I?
Yeah, you.
I tried to place a pre-order with Caboose, and then they put it off so long, and I tried to call them, and they wouldn't, do anything until finally the pre-order was discontinued, so now I have to wait until January.
Well,
What'd you order?
For my little 060 for the desktop layout.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh yes, finally, I can get that so I can test the track, so I can make sure that everything works so that I can finally start on scenery and getting everything finalized. Nope. No locomotive.
I thought you had a little like a Plymouth or something.
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna get a little French 060.
It's getting the German. Oh, you're getting
Okay,
it's French.
It's
okay.
French.
I thought you were getting a little German thing.
No. It is.
It's got to be powered by croissants then.
Yes.
Croissants and wine.
Hun.
It is French.
Croissant. Yeah, fueled by croissants and wine.
Yep. Confirmed.
Croissants and wine. Oh, this has to be a good shampoo. It's from France, and they're known
They're
for
all-
their cleanliness.
Is it true that French babes don't shave their pits?
You want to go find out?
Hum.
Well, you'd have to get a girl dress for that.
On.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could.
Right.
Not for a couple of years, but I could.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't.
Promises were made,
Uh-huh.
and I don't intend
Oh,
to break
really?
them.
Oh.
Yes.
Really
Constitution.
now.
Oh, this is the kind of thing to talk about on the podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
A family picture.
Family.
Alright, anyways, anything
Family
else,
friendly.
guys?
This
Nah.
stopped being a family picture from the moment you hit record on episode 1.
Alright, well, if we're done with that, it's time to move on to Bonomotive versus.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe they boned in it.
Yep. Alright, Bolt?
Oh, is it that time?
Yeah, it's that
Yes,
time.
it is that time.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the fact that it's time.
Alright, in one corner.
Ow. Rip headphone users. Ow.
In one corner, where is this picture? Where did this picture go? We have the, what is it called, Eric?
JNRC 53.
JNR C-53. It's a narrow gauge Pacific. And in the other corner, we have CNO 377, a standard gauge 10-wheeler.
What could possibly go wrong?
So it's, you said it's 3'6".
Hmm?
And so it's 4'8.5". All right. You know, we'll see. I wanna see if these two stack up. It's oftentimes when we have these narrow gauge engines, I try to find something, or either narrow gauge engines or like really old engines. I try to find something that I think will be on the level with it, despite it being nothing really
It
like
just-
it.
And it just rapes it.
Well, I mean, sometimes it goes one way, sometimes it goes the other way.
Yes. Point being, very seldom are they actually close.
Yeah, well, we'll see about this. All right, who do you guys think should go first?
Who was built first? How about that?
I
I was.
was built.
You was?
I was.
When was
Okay,
you
so
built?
you go first, but he gets a point.
God damn it.
When?
Okay.
When was you?
I was
when
built.
you
I was built in 1902.
1928.
Yeah. Well, because I asked that before because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't picking something that was as modern, so that I don't know, so that it would hypothetically be better. All right, but anyways, you're not gonna ask that. All right. Well, you know what? I'll set the scene and we'll see how it goes from here. Attractive effort.
3 point. Oh, and that's wrong one. Attractive effort. 30,660.
Oh, I'm gonna lose. 23,162.
Oh, okay. High pressure cylinders.
Hold on 1 second. I need to change the numbers and find the things. 19 by 26.
17.72 by 25.98 in 3 cylinders.
What?
I'm a 3-cylinder
You
engine.
have 3 cylinders.
What?
I have- I have 3 cylinders. I did not know about that until we started.
Boy.
Well, you get a point for that, but at least I won the size thing.
Oh no, his points are compounding.
Excuse me a minute.
Yes!
What?
The first point I have had on the podcast in quite some time.
I mean, you know, your track record with being on the podcast.
Yeah, this is also fair.
Okay, then, driver wheelbase.
Power wheelbase.
Wait. No, that was bad.
13.06.
Damn it, 14.08.
And here we go.
I should have done the other one.
How many of you were built?
13.
97.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Engine wheelbase.
Okay, I'd better win this one. 24.25 feet, please.
32.81.
Oh, thank God. That's the one I wanted to do. I don't know why I picked the other one. We both have 6 driving wheels. And mine are spread apart. Yours are, like, mashed together. Right. Ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase.
Ratio, where are you at? Oh, that's the wrong engine. Ah, there it is. 0.40.
0.58.
Who wins that one?
I do. I finally remember that bigger is better in this case.
Okay.
It
Gotcha.
was one of the only times I only picked it because I remembered. Like, okay, that's how that works.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. All right, I'm not gonna do. Wait, maybe I can get away with that one. Overall wheelbase.
Overall wheelbase, 57.91.
Yes, 54.58.
Oh.
I was like, I gotta be careful. Okay, well, this is gonna see if I totally get murdered, or can get some points. Engine weight.
Engine weight. I only have weight on drivers.
Okay, weight on drivers then.
I have 102,008.
Damn it. 115,000. Well, goodbye, sweet prince. Goodbye, sweet prince.
Minimum weight of rail.
Oh, goodbye. Minimum weight of... Wait, where is that? Oh, 64 pounds per yard.
57.
Yeah.
Driver diameter.
You have big wheels. Driver diameter 62 inches.
68.9.
Damn.
I'm not gonna ask that. Factor of adhesion.
Oh, no. Not good. 4.97.
3.33. I'm assuming that's repeating.
Repeating, of course. Yeah, you better.
I don't want to ask these because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose that.
Something that's worth a
Oh.
shot if I ever get the ball again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's impressively bad.
Well, I guess I'll ask this. Boiler pressure.
Okay,
You're probably gonna win this.
low because old. 180.
203.10.
203. Well, yep.
Alright, well, let's go to the questions that usually kill me. Firebox area.
Yep. This is, if I'm gonna get any points anymore,
It'll
it's
be
gonna
here.
be here. Yeah. 118 square feet.
Oh! 163.61.
Yes!
So much for that.
Sorry, wait, did I say 118?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I meant 188.
Oh, that's
Oh.
slightly different.
Yeah.
That is
There's
very
1s and
different.
8s in there, but I got the ratio wrong.
Slightly different.
Great area.
34.98.
God damn it, 24.9.
Evaporative heating surface.
Alright, let's see if I can get this one. Probably not. 2,352.
1,680.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
I'll take it.
uh,
Let's just keep going. Well, I don't have that. Combined heating surface.
2,373.
Damn it! 2,352. I said that and in my head I went, please don't have a lot of superheaters, please don't have a lot of superheaters. Because I knew you didn't.
I'm assuming you probably don't have.
I don't have
right?
any.
Okay, so we're not gonna go with that one. Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
275.66.
151.03.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was surprisingly large for me.
That's a point for you, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not gonna do that right now because I don't want to die yet.
Which one's that?
We'll get to it later, I'm sure. What's your tender fuel capacity?
I don't know. I don't know. Tender, loaded, total engine tender, tender
No.
water capacity, tender
Oh.
fuel capacity. I know none of that.
You don't know any of that? You don't know anything about
Oh,
your
so
tender,
you got
basically?
tons.
Yeah, he's got tons.
Enough.
I'm not gonna ask that. Okay. Well, I'll ask this then. What was your builder?
I only know one, but there are several.
Okay.
Of course.
Is that one Hitachi?
Probably.
No, I said
My,
is the one that
my
you know.
usual source does not say which one other than Kawasaki. But
No.
assuming the fact that every other steam engine that Japan made also came from Hitachi, there's a pretty good chance it also came from Hitachi as well.
Yeah, but Burnham Williams and Co.
Who?
Burnham Williams and Co.
Again, who?
Subset
Wait.
of
Baldwin.
Well, that doesn't count.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it does.
It
counts.
does. It actually counted previously. I would have forgotten about it if I hadn't gotten burned by it before.
It counts.
Okay, what else? Let's not do that. Well, I guess. Oh, God. I'll start from the bottom just in case. Power MT.
1,187.48.
Okay, never mind. 412.
Ripperoo Ellis.
Power L1.
1 second, I have to change tabs and everything. 7,177.
18,350.
Jesus Christ!
Robert's power computation.
Robert Lee Massey's power computation.
Yes, him.
4,482.
7,104.
Yeah, I knew that was going to go badly.
Same as above plus superheater percentage.
Yeah, you know what? Let's not do that one.
It's
It's the same thing. 4,482. I don't have a superheater still.
9,165.
I didn't grow one in the last 5 minutes.
I guess, well, same as above, substitute firebox for area for grade area, but I don't think that matters for you.
It matters. 3,000.
Oh.
Or sorry, 33,840.
42,866.
Well, bye.
No mas.
Logo base ID.
Oh God, I forgot about that. 7,856.
2,877.
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
God damn it. Okay. Well,
Well, that just leaves the valve gear.
I'm still bad at recognizing valve gear, so I didn't ask this one for fear of making a fool of myself.
What do you have?
I have Stevenson.
I have wall shirt.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You got the wall shards?
I do, yeah.
He
I'm
had,
sorry to hear that.
he had the wall Taco Bell.
The wall title. Cue damn explosion.
Alright, well,
Also, wait, but hang
Can
on.
we do
Have we done
number
style
build?
points yet?
we haven't done style
we haven't.
points yet.
We have not done
Okay.
the style points.
I'm
I
down
just took a first look at this Japanese engine and realized how ludicrously stupid it is.
I'm down 19 to 8. If you can save me, do it now.
Okay.
I have marker
What is
lights.
this
Does that
thing?
count?
What is...
Wait a minute. Do you guys have
Yes.
have comfy seats?
That's a really
Yes.
good question.
Knowing Japan, it's probably got a pillow so the engineer can kneel on it.
Yes, the seats are comfy.
How do you know?
Yes, sir. Let's see. Did I not see a picture of it? Or am I going crazy? I am going crazy. Never mind. I am not sure if they're comfy or not.
Okay, so are we doing style points then?
Yeah, I don't.
Yes.
Do either of them have train line steam? Because that would be the comfy seats point.
Yeah.
I'm
Probably
not sure I do.
not. I don't think you do. When were you built again, Eric?
1928.
What were your general duties?
I not sure. I'm pretty sure it was passenger.
Just generally being honorable.
Okay, I think that one's inconclusive. We can't call it. What we
Yeah.
can call stupid, though, and kind of laugh at, why is your air reservoir immediately behind the pilot beam?
His?
Yes. It's like
Alright.
recessed in between the front wheel set.
Is it?
Look at
Oh,
it.
I see it. Holy crap. I didn't notice that before.
Why?
Wait a minute.
Additionally, I really hope you don't have to go up any hills because you have no sand dome.
No, these engines were done on flatlands only.
What's a sand dome?
But no.
Style point for having a sand dome.
Sound
on-
like- I mean, I definitely have more sand capacity. More than
You do
zero.
have higher sand capacity.
I also
and
have
you-
doors.
Yeah, your reservoir isn't stupid. And you have doors.
Why is it in between the front wheels?
I don't know.
Why?
If you scrape anything, you puncture it.
Do you have a power reverse, Ellis?
No.
I wouldn't think so. He does though, so
1902.
you have to give him that.
What's a power?
You know what?
reverse?
You know what else you can give me?
Speedometer.
Suck.
No, streamlining.
Oh, wait. Yeah, this was the
What?
doorstep.
Oh, really? This was the
This-
doorstop?
This is the doorstop.
Can we have a streamlined picture of it, so just to show
There
the
it is.
audience?
They did not once. They did it twice.
Wait, there were
Oh
two
my
doorsteps.
god,
There were
There
two
twice.
doorstops. Two doorstops.
that looks
Why?
terribly amazing.
I'm not sure that. No.
Yeah, no, I'm allowing that. That's amazing. It's awful. It's
It looks horrible.
It looks like
Why
the kind
do
of
you
thing.
think it-
It looks like the
why do
kind
you
of thing
think it
you
was
get in
like-
GTA in order to launch a car into the air.
Yes. The tender also doesn't even look like it's rendered properly.
The tender looks like a covered hopper in
The
locomotion.
tender just doesn't look real. The tender just looks like a box that somebody photoshopped in as a placeholder of like, oh yeah, we'll get to the tender eventually.
Jesus Christ!
Jesus Christ.
I have marker
Uh-huh.
lights.
Wait a minute.
Gracious.
Eric, question. On the doorstep, what is that thing sticking out of the side of the boiler near the stack?
Air raid siren.
I mean, maybe.
It's a Mars
Is
light.
It kind of looks like a light.
Maybe it is a
Maybe?
marker
Oh.
light.
That's what it is, because the C62s have something similar, don't they? But they're up on the
Yeah.
smoke box.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a light.
So it's
I
a light.
I just
Oh, okay.
realized. I just realized that it has a sloped smoke box door in the streamlined version.
What?
Yes. It wouldn't be quite as bad if it didn't have that.
There's another picture
Boy.
of it open. Hold on a second to see if I can find it real quick.
That's
That looks
hilarious.
so stupid.
It's
It's bad.
hilarious.
It's bad.
Okay.
Litchi switch.
How many are still around?
One.
Damn it.
Is it the
Oh, we both
doorstep?
have one.
It's not the doorstop.
Disappointed.
Disappointed. Gosh,
Did it
you're
have?
not
Did
giving
it
me
have
much to
an
work with
excursion
here.
career?
Japan,
Unsure. I think it
Does it-
might have briefly.
This thing, the more I look at it, it's incredibly stupid, but the more I look at it, I can see some drunken engineer behind the drafting table going,
It's
It's
gonna have a slope like this.
Watch this, watch this. No, I'm just looking at the regular version. It's actually not half bad. Again, it's got an odometer and speedometer linkage. It's got power reverse. It's got counterbalanced piston rods. The reservoir is immensely stupid, but I guess the tender is 3-axle for some strange reason.
I noticed that immediately. Can I have a point for not having a 3-axle tender?
I'll give it to you. I'll say yeah. I'll give you that. Also, it's not got the smiley face like a lot of steam engines have. It has kind of this lopsided, misshapen smirk.
No,
Also-
it has a really tall smiley face. It's like something you'd see in a
No, but
Dr. Seuss book. It's the Grinch.
It's a no. It's a really tall smiley face, but look, it goes flat. It like goes curved secant line at the bottom.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's got like the kind of the purse your lips and puff your cheeks out, face. Also, what did this one just get bombed out or something? Jeez.
I think that was scrapping.
Okay, I was gonna say because this does not look like builders or maintenance.
Engine be like,
But no, I think they were taking off the streamlining at this point because they realized this is stupid.
Point for not being point for having a heart 3 times the size.
but in case you didn't believe me about this being a 3-cylinder, here's its cylinders.
oh no.
No, I bought it.
Does
Compounding
why
is a
does
really
it
big
have-
thing outside of America,
Yeah.
especially on express locomotives.
Yeah, because-
Compounding.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're
Yeah,
fine.
England.
I was gonna say because they don't have extra room to make the engine bigger.
Right,
That too.
right. But like all of most of England's like top line express trains through the 30s, not express trains, express locomotives throughout the 30s were compounds somehow. Well, compounds. Compounds is a misnomer. They weren't compounds. They just had 3 pistons.
Didn't some of them have 4?
Yeah.
Wait,
Quite a few.
does mine have
Bertha.
almost like a sun visor over the cab windows?
Yes.
Okay,
Go
that's what I
back
thought I saw.
and tell them to give you the rest of the hat.
Um,
I don't know what else.
I don't really know what else to
That's
else
okay.
to say else. If you had something a little bit more unique and workable, maybe, but it's just so generic.
I know, it's just a very generic 10-wheeler. It's
For as-
blue.
Yeah, for as dumb and questionable as some of the things on the what is this, the C53R, it's kind of a I don't know.
It's
It
an
shows that
interesting
it's a
looking
more
engine.
modern engine. Yeah,
Yeah.
it shows that it's more modern too. You can see there's some attentiveness in the design.
Mhm.
Alright, well, I'm gonna have to
It's
get a
not
more modern
just a
10-wheeler next time.
Yeah, well, or
Mark would have been better.
next time we use my idea,
Oh, what was your idea? Oh, God.
the 16E.
I mean, that's definitely more modern.
Narrow gauge Pacific.
Doom, 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 doo doo doom, doom. Alright, anyways. we can put this here.
I think I crushed him.
I lost.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you lose by a few points. When your opponent's score is the palindrome of your score, and your score isn't 11.
You know.
You didn't pass away. You died.
There's just nothing left.
When you pass on in a hospital bed, peacefully surrounded by your family, then you passed on. When you roll your car at 60 miles an hour,
It was
go
like
up in a
190.
explosion, you don't pass. You fucking died.
Alright, JNR C53. 5 points. 21 to 12. Okay. Well, there's that. I wanted to attempt another shot in the dark like that. Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh well.
But who wins?
It was a valiant effort. Also, who's the anonymous axolotl? And that needs to be on the list.
That's Eric.
That's probably me, even though I'm logged in under my Gmail and everything.
Because you came in via the link.
If
If you hit the chat button, it'll make you non-anonymous, I think.
okay. I don't know.
Okay.
But who wins by votes?
Yeah.
I vote for the C-No 10-wheeler.
I'm gonna vote for the CNO.
Yay.
Ditto.
Ella wins.
Because we're all racist bastards. Wait, no.
Actually, wait, no.
Yes,
pity
absolutely.
vote. No, pity
No,
vote
too
for the
late. You already
doorstep.
gave it. It's not how this works, Jader. You can't reach back into the ballot box and take it out and
No.
write something else.
No. Can't do it. Hello.
F, go back.
This five
You-
added
you-
Neil's
you-
stupid and British and axolotl.
You can call for a revote.
Bring out the hanging chads!
No,
Bring
we
out
gotta
the
wait
dancing
on
lobsters.
Florida.
Bring out the hanging chad? No, bring out the T1 cad.
Oh!
And now it's time for the news.
So,
Ooh.
the Pennsylvania Railroad T1 Steam Locomotive Trust is a mouthful. And they said,
It is.
piece by piece, our engineering department has been hard at work tackling the frame in SolidWorks. So, they say a lot of people sort of ask, hey, where's the frame? Where's the frame? Are you guys working on the frame? And they've been doing a lot of CAD work to, plan the parts of the frame so that they can be cast, so that they can be cut by machinery, and stuff like that, to reduce the amount of time it's going to take overall. Apparently the model of the frame is approaching 30% completion, so the whole thing overall. And just as a side note, so they got the tender. We talked about that. Part of the deal was there was a hold on. The long haul tender was originally acquired to replace the gutted out short tender for this other society's I-1SA. As part of the agreement, so that the T1 Trust bought the big tender, and so as part of the agreement, they're going to be restoring the smaller tender cosmetically, and then they're going to display it up beside the I-1 for 30 years at a cost of $1 per year. So that's the deal to get the coast to coast.
Good.
And
The deal.
so there'll be T1 Trust members will travel to New York to complete a renovation of the brake system and replace the oil in the roller bearings, and then they will sandblast, prime, and paint the tender in Brunswick green. And half of the work will be donated, and they're seeking donations to cover the remaining cost. They also have the stoker and stoker trough, gearbox, coal crusher, motor, and reversing valve that go with the tender that they're going to begin
Wow.
work on.
It's
Sweet.
funny. Like, a year ago, this just seemed like a fever dream, and now look at it.
Yeah, it's a
This is becoming like a
It's
real
a-
thing that will probably happen.
it's
We
a
will
slightly it's a slightly more realistic fever dream now.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. When they build the frame, I will believe it.
Yep.
Until that point, nope.
At least they're building a virtual frame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
And doing something like that in SolidWorks is not easy.
still better than
That's-
Aaron's T1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a better whistle, that's for sure. But they have an interview. They have an interview with PR locomotive engineer and T1 Trust supporter Don Wolf. So he worked for the Pennsy, Conrail, and NS, and I assume Penn Central was in there because how do you get thread from Pennsy to Conrail?
Yeah.
They just
Yeah,
omitted it
hopefully.
for I don't know shame reasons.
Yes.
He
I'll
wouldn't
go with that.
he wouldn't admit he was part of that. Oh, bye-bye, whoever.
Oh, bye.
Bye, Jader. He's dead. But there's a whole back and forth. It's in their newsletter. But he talks a lot about his work on the Pennsy and other railroads. So that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing because that's a bit of a read, but
Yeah.
I recommend that you all read it yourselves. But speaking of virtual models of locomotives, the other day, my day was made by Steve Laro and his release of the B&M P4 Pacific, otherwise known as 3713 or the Mega Pacific. The promo was released, which I recommend checking out. It's a 13 or 14 minute long video that chronicles 3713's last run, so the last steam run on the Boston and Maine. And then go over to K&L's website and buy the engine because it's awesome. It's my new
Oh, yeah,
favorite.
it's pretty good.
It's my new favorite K&L model. So, yeah.
And they posted on Facebook. K&L did that they're almost done with 630 already.
Yeah, 6:30 is
Yeah, I tell you what.
is
Okay, man.
coming along very quickly. Do you have a
Woo,
link?
6:30.
And then we get the Hiawatha thing that I'm looking forward to.
And then we get a brand new Sally. We get a 20th Century Limited, probably, hopefully, with coaches.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna have Super Westy.
Yeah, we get a new Ivan, we get a new Westy. It's gonna be amazing.
Strasbourg
These next few things. I'm actually, it's reached a point where I'm planning to buy most of the things on the projects list, which is unusual.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of things to buy, Train Sim World is on Xbox Live.
Eh?
So Train Sim World has hit with the Windows Store with Xbox Live support, which could mean I should get it and play it on my Xbone. It's actually only $40. I might
Yeah,
have to
terrible.
get that. If I can do like multiplayer on Train Sim World with my Xbox, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would do that. Xbox Live support for a train simulator, the world that we live in.
Amazing.
Anything else about the world that we live in, guys?
Oh,
Well,
Polar.
Polar?
people.
I think we talked enough about Polar.
No, I don't think we've talked enough
Um,
about Polar.
True.
Let's see.
Well, we haven't
Cuyahoga
talked
Valley
about
Polar Express
the
tickets are on
holidays.
sale.
I thought they were already all sold out.
Maybe they are. I
F.
I checked, but I couldn't find anything.
F.
Yeah, tickets are on sale or sold out. I would call them
But
if
you
you
know
have any
what is
questions.
sold out? The Christmas Sips ones on the Wamix or Trolley.
Christmas
They
what?
they sold out within 2 days. Every one.
All of it,
Damn.
everything sells out. Also, I
And,
just realized I don't have any of... Oh, whoops.
In one of the days, we're running both of our Jollies. Up there.
That'll be fun.
Especially since how we still need to get a generator for one of them. Don't tell anyone.
Cheaters.
Yeah. And that's going to go all the way from Yekaterinburg to Bancroft Street in Portland. Which is about an hour trip by the railroad. And there's going to be all sorts of ships in the river, all decorated for Christmas. It's going to be good.
Sounds fun.
Excellent.
Yep. Albany and Eastern is also doing their Christmas trips. And their dates are posted on their website, which is right here. And Orf is doing their Holiday Express with 40 for 49
Hey!
with
Yeah.
700 down.
Is it covered with
Oh.
lights again?
Yep.
Yes!
Dang
The
it.
Christmas light.
That's the best thing about it.
Well, it's better than having the attack of big concrete happen again.
Oh no.
First there was the concrete menace. Now it's attack of the big concrete.
What happened?
The Jolly Museum's getting their platforms redone, or just done. Period.
Mhm.
So we're taking out about 180 feet of track in front of our station, and then we're gonna pour concrete under it to make it more stable, more level. And then we're gonna put the trap back in, and then we're gonna do platforms at some point in the future out of paving, where paper blocks or stone.
Okay.
And to do this, we have to get the OE21 out of the way.
Well, it's not an attack.
So we gotta get the steeple cab out of the way with the steeple cab. Which unfortunately I wasn't there to see. I'm sure it was fun.
Oh well.
Oh,
Well. I was about to launch into you know what you can see, but I'm not really sure I have anything that's really like, hey, look at this.
Well,
well, hey, look at the.
what you could do is go donate to restoring the original lady prop
From
Oh yeah.
from Thomas and the Magic Railroad. It has been rediscovered.
Yay.
They are looking for, well, the numbers keep changing, but they are looking for a total of $6,000 for renovation, moving. They already technically bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're currently in the process of, they've already negotiated everything with the current owner of the prop, and it's going to be moved to the United States, excuse me, for repairs so it looks like it did back in when it was in the movie. And she needs a lot of repairs.
It's a little bit rough.
Little bit rough. She's red and green right now.
Everything's green
Could be
for us
worse.
now. Green for glory.
But other than that, it's actually a surprise that she lasted this long.
Yeah, well,
Considering that she's made of wood.
Yeah, I didn't think that anything from the movie survived.
Here she is.
Or, you know, aside from like Westy.
Yeah. Aside from Westy.
Even the actors, all dead.
Maybe the coaches.
They didn't escape Sodor.
Actually, Britt Allcroft actually knows about, is actually in talking with the Restore the Magic group, which is a group that's dedicated to trying to bring the director's cut of Thomas and the Magic Railroad to the public.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in contact with these people, and I don't know what's going to lead on from there.
Well, I would go somewhere.
It's going to go somewhere, because, you know, she voiced Lady in the movie, so why not?
Yeah.
So they've currently raised $3,045 of what it shows on here right now, $4,500. And that's only in 2 days.
It's pretty good.
That is really good.
You know what isn't really good?
What?
The movie that it's from.
You know, I actually saw a copy of that sitting next to the TV at Thanksgiving, and I was like, "Why is this here?" I was at my cousin's house, so I want you guys to look at this. So there's the Project 3017 Winter 2017-2018 newsletter,
Yeah.
and at the end there's a bit about the shirt,
About what?
about the shirts and stuff.
About the
Hey
shirt.
Alex, did you see these sweatshirts? Wow, you know, Ben, I've
What?
always loved Boston Marines team. Where do I get one? Oh, God.
It's slowly loading for me, so I don't know what
Yeah,
you guys
it's getting
Let's go to
there.
the Project 3713 store
Hang
at
on.
Project 3713.
What on earth?
This is sign of the Constitution.
God damn
The
it.
document, not the image.
It could only be faster. It's better be good.
That was a good idea.
Sometimes you gotta be hip.
Please,
This is
please,
crazy.
somebody get these people a graphic designer.
Almost not loading on my end.
What the hell? Have you not seen it yet, Eric?
No, I haven't, because it's
Give it a second and just start scrolling down and you'll know when to stop.
Okay, whoever did the cutout for Alex did a horrible job.
Oh my god. The whole
And not
thing is
for everything
horrifying. The entire
Gotta
thing.
be
Washington's arm is as thick as his head. Also, it's coming out of his chest. And a foot long.
Oh no!
This is that special kind of bad that you know they had to know. You know that they know.
They're like, we're
You
gonna
know
make this as
exactly
bad as we
what you're
can.
doing, stoop down. If you don't, then I'm ashamed of you.
Oh my god.
Please, somebody get these people a graphic designer. Holy
Oh
crap.
my god.
Hire me, I can do better than that.
Oh my god!
Go
I don't know if I
hired.
want to though. It's so beautiful.
Oh my god.
You perfect.
No, hard.
I haven't laughed so hard in so long. That is amazing.
That was
Oh.
horrifying and amazing. And he's
So
dying.
good.
Oh man.
Oh
Ooh,
dear.
boy.
Oh,
All right,
boy,
let's
you
get
know
off of this. Somebody talk about something funny or cool before I go off my Amtrak tangent.
But you know what is cool? The
Whew.
White Passing Yukon number 61 has found a new home at Stockton Locomotive Works in Antonio, Colorado.
Woo.
Number 61 is a outside frame, I think,
I have a link for this.
to a. I don't have a link, but I have pictures.
Grumble.
Okay. We're okay.
Or I can post the Facebook link for anyone that has Facebook and wants to see it.
I mean, that's a link.
For Stockton
I think it'd be
Locomotive
great
Works.
because I'll admit my curiosity. I've not heard anything about this.
You see, I can still use that as a link.
But yeah, it was used as whip raft in the Skagway River along with a few other engines in the 40, or in 1949 is when it got dumped in there. And then some people had the good idea to dig it out of the river. And then it wound up in Texas somehow. And now it's in
Just all
Antonio.
over the place.
And by it's basically just a boiler.
Basically.
A boiler and a few wheels.
A few, like 3.
Huh.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Seven
Not,
and a
not
half.
much else.
7.5 wheels.
But hey, it's something.
It is.
Jesus. Okay, what else is something?
The ATSF 2926 people are fundraising right now for a tool car,
Or like a cool car. How much
so
do
that
I
way
need?
they can store all their stuff and they're on the road.
I just put it in the smoke box.
And so far they're halfway there.
Are they living on a prayer?
Probably at this point. Oh, actually,
this-
they're over halfway.
For the trains article, I have an ad for winning a survival bug out bag.
Oh,
A savage bug out bag. Are these the kinds of ads you get when you shop for military surplus?
yeah.
I would, yeah, probably.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So, news out of
Wherever this is.
no, no, never mind. I'm not going to talk about that. I will, however, talk about absolutely shocking news from the East Coast.
From the Western
Oh,
Maryland.
I don't know about anybody else, but I never saw this coming. This just absolutely took the wind out of my sails. It ruined my day completely. I didn't know what to think anymore.
I'm
I didn't know what
disappointed.
reality was.
I don't even know who I am.
Yeah, I don't know who I am.
My
Who
phone
am
broke
I
out.
after-
What did I
after-
miss?
That's how reality shattering this is, Jader. That the Western Maryland Scenic ran out of money
Oh.
and has ultimately just been wasting their time with 13.
Wait.
I say
That
just a
was-
little too smugly.
Can you hold up this meme to the audience?
No, I cannot.
Let me find
I
it.
am incapable of holding up beams.
Well, show it to the. Just do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. In fairness, I am kind of disappointed that we're not going to have an Austin 2662 running. I don't think the Western Maryland people are bad people by any means. From what I've heard, they just don't have any idea what they're doing. And let's be honest, this was kind of a stupid idea.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they didn't just try to rebuild 734. Like that.
Yeah,
You
Well,
know, that
apparently
could
they
do
ruined
everything.
that one. It was easier to do this.
They completely ruined that one.
Sure.
Well, still, like, you know, you already have a. I don't get to know. Like, you have
But
people
after-
that know how to work on that engine, and then
Yeah.
you get something that's like twice as big.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even think they knew how to work on it.
Hesitation.
They're familiar with it.
yeah,
Right.
they know it exists.
Interpret that how you will. So, after spending $1.8 million.
Wait, that's it? I thought it was more than that.
No. 1.8's a lot of money, though.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but
After spending $1.8 million on this thing, Yikes.
Yeah.
They're just done.
Oops.
They're done. Which, to put it in perspective, else 1.8 might not sound like a lot in terms of civil engineering or blah blah blah.
Well, no, I just thought it was like
1.8
4. Like I'd heard a larger figure. That's why I was like, that's it.
Yeah, but to put it in perspective for the audience, especially, 1.8 is almost 2/3 the cost of building a brand new steam locomotive.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Jesus.
yep, I'm shocked. I'm just beside
Blown away.
myself.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
It's totally unbelievable. Nobody saw this coming whatsoever.
No.
On a slightly more lighthearted note,
Okay. Oh,
Or no,
okay.
you can-
Yeah, let's talk about this.
this link doesn't have the video.
No, this is different.
Oh, this is
This
the.
isn't
Oh,
that.
okay.
Somebody else stole the other thing.
I
Oh,
did.
okay. I thought I
Loki
grabbed
got
that
it.
thing. Sorry. Then somebody do this one. Or
Okay,
you
I'll
do
talk
your-
about that. I'll talk about
You
this.
do your thing, because I wasn't ready for that.
I'll
I
be
don't
right
know what
back.
this is.
Oh, okay. This is the one where it went the wrong way, allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
But yeah. So which one do we want to talk about then?
Abdul the Indian won away.
We actually
Sure.
we
Yes.
did mention this last week, but now we have a video of it.
Yeah.
Isn't this the movie Bollywood Engine?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yes. It's
This is a
It
video.
sort of- It gained a sentience and ran away.
It was a drive pipe failure.
Uh,
for those who dry pipe.
And
We all get the joke in the call, but the audience doesn't
F
get
your
the joke.
gate.
Yeah, there was
I'm
a
watching-
dry pipe
I'm
failure.
watching the
And
video.
you could tell the thing. I feel bad for the crew because you could tell they hooked it way up and set the brakes hard on because it's working, and just left the injectors on because it's working water like a motherfucker.
yeah.
It's just you could tell it's working hard just to make it across the yard, but it does not care.
Oh my god.
No more turntable. No more gate.
It almost made
What
it to
is
the main
this?
line.
Oh man.
Oops.
It's almost as
Yeah,
if somebody hijacked it.
You're crazy. Nobody robs trains anymore.
Yeah, right, Milky?
Oh wait, they do.
Oh,
Because
they do.
because a Phoenix man knew he stole 2 trains.
Two.
Well, but
Two
well,
two
yeah.
trains. Multiple. More than one.
Yeah.
Florida man.
The
Oh, no, we
Union
can talk about it in a
Pacific
minute.
Railroad Police report on November 8th. Okay, that's dated.
Can we just
They heard
pause on? Can
someone
we just,
blowing the horn necessity and
can
went
we
to
just pause
investigate.
on his mugshot, please?
Wait, where's his
His
mugshot?
This is
mugshot.
mugshot.
Where's his mugshot? I'm not,
This is
is
mugshot.
it like farther down? I don't know where it is.
No,
Is it in the video?
Yeah,
car, but how about a train?
right next to
It's in the thumbnail for the video.
Oh my god, I see it!
The definition of short bus school right there.
It's 1 minute and 38 seconds in. Jesus Christ. Yeah, a man, and I love the way this article begins. A man caught in the engineer's seat of a locomotive nearly pushed enough buttons and pulled enough levers to steal the train.
Good.
That's how you drive a train.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
Totally.
You just push the thing and
He
the
reportedly told police that he,
$500,000 locomotive was the tax to another locomotive at the time. Well, no,
he reportedly told police that he climbed in and began moving levers and pushing buttons while reading the operation instructions found inside.
you know the thing that you usually do.
Oh my
damn.
god. Charged with burglary and 2 counts of theft as a means of transportation. You know,
Wait,
one
he
for each
technically didn't
engine.
steal it. He technically
I mean,
did
I was gonna
steal
say
that.
he didn't succeed in stealing it, so
Well,
You
attempted.
can't really charge him on that. Yeah, attempt, yes, but you
Attempted,
can't
right.
charge him on actual theft.
You know. I mean,
Uh,
he stole it. He just stole it badly.
an attempt to burgle.
He just
an
didn't go
attempt was
anywhere with
made.
it.
Burgled.
Hypothetically stolen. But so you mentioned Florida Man.
What
Yes.
invention has Florida man been doing now?
Florida,
Florida Man is, as we've talked about, Brightline, the Florida Man of railroads. So that's run by All Aboard Florida. It's their Bright Line project. It prepares to have service between West Palm Beach and Miami. And there is a bill currently winning the support of a Senate committee that is about regulation of their passenger trains and similar high-speed rail projects that could go on in the state. And Oliver, Florida says, no, don't do that.
No.
Brightline is going to be launching service very, very soon, their vice president says. We are very exciting to finally, after 5 years of planning, to get to the first phase of this program off the ground.
Right.
What?
So he's high, drunk, and drinking bleach while posting this.
The bill would require rail companies operating trains at speeds in excess of 80 miles an hour, including the Brightline project, to install safety features, cover the cost of maintaining rail crossings, pay for fencing along its sections of track where pedestrians could be at risk, and help train first responders in the event of an accident involving passenger trains or hazardous materials. Brightline officials have opposed the legislation, arguing it unfairly targets the project.
I mean... I mean, no, and I mean, yes.
I mean, it is true that they are the only people that are going to be largely affected by this.
Yes.
However, get over it. How many times have we had somebody just walk in front of a train that we've reported on?
Too many.
Stupid people. 32
Was he
trains
okay?
to crisscross through pedestrian communities at high rates of speed. Come on, Mitch. Well, I mean, they'll vote on it. Currently, freight trains operate at speeds between 35 and 40 miles per hour, although they're capable of going up to 60. Hold on, is that the same guy? Is that the same guy? Yeah. His name is Rusty Roberts.
Wow.
But Roberts argues the bill has little to do with safety and is instead centered on derailing the private rail project.
Of course.
No? I don't think so. I wouldn't mind other input here. But it's you're the only people that are doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
I mean, I could definitely see both sides of it.
Yeah, I can see the point of view that they don't want to have to deal with all of that.
Yeah, well, and the fact that they're the only ones that are going to have to deal with it, and
yeah,
doing something like this in the modern age is already basically impossible enough.
It is.
You know, I can see how they're kind of, you know, crying wolf, and, you know, this is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, because I don't doubt that they're on the edge of fiscal collapse.
I mean, I don't doubt that they're on the edge of fiscal collapse due to the fact that they crashed their only train.
Yeah, this is true.
If something is the straw that breaks the camel's back, it's not going to be this bill. It's going to be them.
Yeah.
You
They're
think,
breaking their own back.
It's for what? It's for some training. It's for some fence. It's for some railroad crossings. It's like, these things are generally things you should be responsible for anyway. I feel like
money for when, I mean, if they screw up.
Yeah, from when. That's right. Training first responders for when they crash a train that has people on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Or sometimes, on top of it,
Oh God.
like these stupid teenagers.
Stupid.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We were talking about stupid people. These
Yeah.
are people
Stupid.
going out of their way to be stupid.
So in London, there was people that were filming themselves jumping on top of a high-speed train and riding it.
Train surfing.
Yeah. Okay.
And they had
Go ahead.
they give it a year community order, and had to pay a fine.
Yeah. Well, no, there you go. I mean, at least I feel like if you're gonna do something this dumb, why would you film yourself?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's no evidence of us doing that. You know, except the one that we put on the internet for
Yeah.
everyone to see.
Yeah.
Maybe these guys need the fences.
Jeez.
Introduce a bill to get the
Like, I
fences
can
on the roof of
see-
the car. Barbed wire around the roof of the car.
Good.
Yeah. Ooh, the next 25,000 bolts.
Yeah, no,
Ugh.
that's. Remember what we talked about last episode, where the guy tried to like
Yeah.
rob the place, and then he climbed on top of a train and got electrocuted?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have happened to this.
I
these
know a few
idiots.
people that have been electrocuted by 600 volts.
Well,
And
new.
it's not fun, but they
It's not the
survived.
bolts that kill you.
Well, they
Well, where
definitely
you get
help.
contact with the bolts, but having 25,000 volts go through your body isn't exactly good either.
I mean, depends on the amperage.
Yeah. I mean,
The
at
volts,
some, at
the
some
volts are
point,
not what will kill you.
yeah,
Yeah,
but the human body is only so resistive.
yeah.
The human body is only so resistant, but again, it's not the volts that will kill you, it's the amperage. You can take 70,000 volts directly through the heart at like 0.0000001 amps, and it won't matter. Citation needed on those figures. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just pulling numbers out of my ass for the sake
Why
of
will you want to field check that? No.
It's easier
I'd
to
be-
kill yourself with amperage.
Yes.
Fold, they go in hand in hand.
They do go hand in
Generally, if
hand.
something has a lot of voltage, it's going to kill you
It probably
anyways.
has bands.
Generally.
But, anyways, on a less stupid note, the
Plus, it's still stupid.
what?
On a less stupid note, oh, we're going back to Western Maryland?
No. Significantly less stupid. Generally.
Significantly less stupid note. Okay, well, a train in India
Okay.
allegedly
Okay, this is not significantly less stupid.
I think this is more stupid, but go on.
So, in India, passengers were alleging that the train that they got on, after checking the schedules and blah, 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 apparently went roughly 160 kilometers in the wrong direction.
It was a chartered train, too.
Yes.
It was not just a, it wasn't your Indian Amtrak. It was...
No.
Oh my god. So, the railway is saying that it was a chartered train. It had, crap. It was, it just used a different route than what they had planned initially, but it got them to their destination, so no issue at all.
Yeah.
And the people who chartered the train are saying, you took us a different way than we expected to be taken. There's clearly a problem. We could have been, they're saying that their safety could have been at risk,
Which is, I fail to see how that's...
no, I don't get it.
Mm.
Have a little faith.
Hey, kitty.
We agreed to get back on. Did they actually? Oh yeah, they stopped the train and started protesting at a station,
Yes.
and then they got back on the train after the authorities promised that they were safe.
Good gravy.
What? Jesus Christ! And when that happens in the U.S., people go, "Wow, we're going a different way."
Yeah.
But then the train is late. But you know what's worse than the train being late?
What?
Train being about 20 seconds early.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
Yes.
Never stop
Japan.
being strange, Japan.
Well, there's actually a reason behind this. Let me get the actual article.
Where did this article go? Who has this
I
article?
got it right here. Nobody grabbed it. I actually didn't see it.
Oh, there it is.
But Japan Rail on their Tsukuba line, express line between Tokyo and the city of Tsukuba. I have no idea if that's proper pronunciation. Left 20 seconds early.
How dare they?
I mean, how dare they? Yes, of course. Passengers apparently didn't notice, but
They're not gonna notice it was 20 seconds.
well, here's the thing: they'll notice if it runs late.
Oh my god.
Because here's the thing: because Japan has the most on-time rail system in the world, if the train runs late for any reason whatsoever, they are required to give a signed paper to an employee who's taking the train to work, say train was late. This is why I'm late.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Which, in that case scenario, would it not just... Isn't it taking longer to write notes explaining why they're 20 seconds late?
Well, yeah, but then you're excused from being late.
Well, yeah, but again, I feel like it would be, chalk this up to cultural differences and my inability to understand Japan. But if I got called on being 20 seconds late, I would look at my watch, set it back 20 seconds, say, oh, no, I'm perfectly on time, just the clocks are off. And everybody would shrug and move on with their day. And additionally, nobody cares.
If I got off my train and realized it was 20 seconds late, I would just run. Or, walk a little faster.
It's 20 seconds!
You can make it up with a couple of long strides.
Again, citation needed on this, but how many countries besides Japan have timetabled trains scheduled to the second?
Actually, that was the first thing that stuck out at me.
Yeah, in England...
Only Japan.
In England, they're timetabled to, the minute. In England, it's usually tens of minutes. In the U.S., if you leave in the same hour, then you're good.
If you're approximately within,
Yeah.
If
Because, again, you walk into work 20 seconds late, and you know what they're going to say? Oh, hey, Chuck, how you doing?
Yeah, welcome to work.
Yeah.
How you been?
That's like
Holy
the thing
crap.
at it's the punch-in clock at the Krusty Krab. You go, on-time percentage, 30%. If you know 10 seconds late.
Well, and it's funny because we're talking about being late. The train
But it
wasn't
was
late.
early.
The
It was
train was
early.
early. Holy crap.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
But speaking of getting there within the correct hour, and I can't read this whole article because the Wall Street Journal doesn't let me. Amtrak recorded its lowing operating lowest
Lowing operating os.
Shut up. Amtrak recorded
It's like Boeing.
its
but with
lowest operating loss in decades, so that'd probably be since about 1970.
Good.
Its lowest operating loss in decades this year, as the National Passenger Railroad pushes to one-day break even, is what they say. And I agree.
It's really sad, and then you realize, no, that's about right.
That's about right.
We'll get there eventually.
It's under 200 million now. The operating loss is down to 194 million, which compared to the annual budget of Amtrak and how much things actually cost, because the annual budget of Amtrak is not including all of the, all the ticket sales and everything. That's not all that much. And if things are getting better, they're getting better. That's not bad. I wish they would make money.
Well,
They're
these things
always
are
getting better.
Amtrak.
They're getting better in multiple ways, actually. We can talk about all sorts of things. We've got the Cardinal, which is an oft-forgotten train. I don't even know where it goes. It goes New York to Chicago via, West Virginia.
And Cincinnati.
And Cincinnati. Oh, it's the only one that, it's the one that goes through the southern part of Ohio. So,
Just Cincinnati, and that's it.
Yep. Well, it's like the Southwest Chief in Colorado.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doesn't the Capital Limited go through Columbus?
Yes, but
No.
no, not Columbus. No, it goes
Nothing goes through Columbus, Eric.
Oh.
Shut up. You're lucky.
Service.
Don't make him feel bad. Yeah, Eric, you have 4 trains
I only
a
took
day.
Amtrak once.
You have 2 Amtraks, the light rail thing, and Cuyahoga. Shut up.
But Cardinal's numbers paced a record year for the National Rail Passenger Service, which recorded 31.7 million passenger trips, which was an increase of 1.5% over last year. Total revenue of $3.2 billion, which was up 1.1% over last year, and it's been inching up. It's good. Obviously, anytime we have an increase, I'm pleased. Vice President of the National Rail Passengers Association said, adding that the numbers were particularly encouraging given issues with on-time performance for the Cardinal in past months, result of somebody named Hunter Harrison. I mean, operational problems with CSX freight trains. Is it? I'm not sure if this is irony or coincidence or something, but they mentioned the operational problems with CSX freight trains, and then they mentioned a town called White Sulphur Springs. But that's a significant increase in ridership. A 12.6% increase from last year. That's fairly significant. And they added a business car to the Cardinal now. So, cool. Nice.
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 Thurmond, which is the smallest town in America with regularly scheduled passenger service, saw the largest proportional jump, 18% increase, to 345 passengers last year. Or, this past year, which is slightly more than 1 a day. That's pretty funny. That's interesting. That's the lowest population town that still has it. And then there's a lot of talking about all the different towns and their ups and downs. But Amtrak is looking to serve some other different towns, some other nice little towns.
Columbus, Ohio.
No,
Please.
not that one. That's not a nice little town.
It's a nice big town.
Up in Maine. So there's a public meeting that is going to be on the table to expand Amtrak service north from its current terminus in Brunswick to Rockland, which forums are going to be held in December and January in communities where Amtrak's Downeaster would stop, including Rockland, Newcastle, Bath, where they build the destroyers, among other things, and also one that the steam railroading fanatics will know the name of, a little town called Wiscasset.
Gesundheit.
So, a stone's throw from the 2-footers. Amtrak could be making a station stop. So, pilot program is a goal of the Rail Authority, which oversees Amtrak service between Boston and Brunswick. Tentative schedule for expanded service northward calls for weekend service from May through October. So that would be pretty cool. I wanted to get out to Wiscasset while I was there, but the train doesn't go that far.
Yet.
Also, if you're traveling along the Northeast Corridor, you might notice some updates for the interior crocodile alligator, including fresh carpeting, seat cushions, and a new car smell, allegedly. LED
Oh, boy.
lighting, simulated leather seats, as opposed to the previous blue fabric.
I was gonna say simulated leather. Well, what is it really if it's simulated?
It's fake leather.
Oh!
Fake leather.
And so that's, about 450 cars are getting done with $16 million in renovations. On the Northeast Corridor, the Empire Corridor, the Keystone Services, the Downeaster, and the Vermonter. Also on the Hiawatha, Missouri River Runner, and Illinois and Michigan services. It's, cool stuff. It's cool to see them caring about what the cars are like on the inside.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people throw around, like, oh, we're riding on cars that are X number of years old. Well, it doesn't really matter if they look okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Like
if
the
they,
Superliners are pretty okay
they smell nice.
for their age.
Yeah.
But they're probably going to be rebuilt after all these rebuilds are done.
Anything else? What else is new? What else is new?
Amtrak got, with the help of the Illinois Department of Transportation, chargers.
More Chargers. Mason might
That
have
are
to
doing
phone
the
these.
one. That are doing the one on Michigan, Wisconsin, and Missouri trains.
Cool.
They're owned by IDOT and used to Amtrak. I met how WASDOT owns their chargers.
Yeah, both
And just, it's just
both Illinois Department of Transportation and Washington Department of Transportation are showing off their Chargers.
Yep. And WASDOT already has their chargers in service as well as Illinois.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
Definitely running them real weird out here.
How's
Like
that?
they're doing F-59 charger train cab car. Or occasionally charger train cab or charger. It's weird.
Where's your cab car?
So I'm not sure if we placing F-59 or cab car.
With Tier 4s and Chargers. Oh my god.
It's all fun and games until one breaks down from the unveiling event.
Oh no.
Like what happened with Metro Inc.
Oh no, Metrolink. Metrolink,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Check your new stuff before you show it to the public. Because it might just break.
Oopsie.
Oh, well.
Tier 4 locomotive left lies stalled on the tracks while an older locomotive passes it en route to an on-time arrival.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh, that is not a good start.
Disappointed.
No. But Metro Inc. turned
I just know
25.
I like how it was like in view. It was 300 yards from the
Yeah.
station. Oh my god.
Yeah, they're celebrating their 25th anniversary. I'm not quite sure how they're doing it because it's a train magazine.
Wait, did CSX do it again?
What do they do?
That sulfur leak, when did that happen? Was that today?
Like,
Yeah, that was
Like-
today.
yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Carry on.
Great
Yeah.
Scott.
Come on, just posted the link to it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure it was the
Yeah.
same one. Continue.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh.
where did that link go?
Metro Inc. Wait.
No, the other
Alright.
one. The one about the tier. Thank you. I need that.
I thought y'all were grabbing.
I normally do that. Drink. Okay, so yeah. Wait, what about Metrolink? What like the
They're
good news about
celebrating.
Metrolink?
Is there good news?
There's
There is
good
good
news. They're celebrating their 25th anniversary.
Yay!
Yay! Good job, Metrolink.
Now I'm finding the locomotive store.
Wait, why am I suddenly not signed into Trains Magazine anymore? God damn it!
I don't know. But I'm not a subscriber, so I don't know what's going on.
Didn't they do a thing? They did something else. There was
No,
like a
that-
locomotive that was repainted and given back. Who was that for? Oh, it's Metro.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Metro. Metro, welcome back, number 194.
What was 194?
I have no
Oh,
idea.
it was an F40 and now it looks weird. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
yeah. Yes, they have ruined the F40. Excellent.
It looks so ugly.
Ruined F40. Let me look.
It looks so ugly.
Oh, wait. Is it on the dock?
Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
They have been rehabilitated.
They've been re-uglified. Some may end up on the Rock Island line, it says.
Oh,
I hear that's a mighty
Well,
good road.
it is a mighty fine road.
wait a minute, is it under Eric's
It's right
thing?
here. It's right. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Welcome Home 194.
But you know what else is a
Okay,
mighty
oh, there
good
it is.
road? CN, which is hiring people right now, like crazy.
Are they?
I just... What the hell? Where'd it go?
Because they're getting the shirts and shipments, so they're hiring. So if you want to go work for a railroad and you live in Canada, go to CN.
Here, you can have it back, Jader. Try again.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with the webpage, though. Is it broken for anybody else?
No, I got to it just fine.
I got to it just fine
It
too.
looks particularly bad for me, so I don't
It
know. what's
works
going
for
on.
me.
Oh wait, the CN thing?
Yeah, the CN thing.
Oh, the CN?
Yeah. I think
Jader,
it
what was
broke.
that?
This F40 rebuilt. No.
It looks
But
real
anyways,
bad.
CN is hiring. None of the S, even if we can't see it.
Well, they're hiring. I assure you. Just move to Canada.
It has
Just
the
do
little things
Build a
over the horn to keep snow out of them.
it.
And be free. The developers behind Trains have made a sneak peek of Trains Next. And it looks beautiful.
I'm not impressed. Admittedly, I'm not. Like, show me something cool. Like, it's just like a cool render. But other than that, it's not showing me anything about the game. Like, does it run better? Does multiplayer work? You know, anything.
How does
Anything cool.
multiplayer surveyor
Yeah.
work?
How does that work? You know, does the download station go any faster? Like, will it nuke my computer? Does it crash all the time? Like, just
Do
give
I
me
not
something
need
like
a
that.
hot fix for it? Like
Yeah.
the one that they just came out with?
Yeah, they gave a hot fix. What did they actually
Hot
fix?
fix what? They fixed.
Something that was hot, apparently.
Hot damn.
Apparently, they were on the script. A huge number of improvements and fixes. We've been busy making trains more stable across more systems and offering better compatibility with a wide
Okay,
range
so
of
improved
content.
client stability. Got it. Thanks.
Oh, and to round it all off, the Museum of the American
The
Railroad,
Museum of the American Railroad.
The one and
which is
only.
apparently the Santa Fe because they got some new engines.
Lots of them.
They
Four,
got-
they have a
to be
lot of
precise.
They got Baldwin, they got Fairbanks Morse, they got EMD, and our EMD.
And a
Oh yeah,
few
they got
Lamborghinis.
a rusty like B unit.
Yeah, they got a B unit to go with the A
But
unit.
they're at 7A unit.
It's gonna be Santa Fe.
They need. They should just rename it to the Museum of the Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, clearly they're trying to make the association that Santa Fe is the American Railroad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely like one of the more popular ones.
It's the American
But-
Railroad of the world.
But all the Santa Fe engines were part of a historic collection that Santa Fe management had because they wanted to preserve the road's legacy in an era of impending mergers.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It was there, Northumberland.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. I wish all railroads
Yeah,
did
except
that.
for diesels. It's Diesel Town.
Diesel Town Part 2.
Diesel Part 2.
I just find it interesting that they start keeping diesels
Mhm.
in case of impending mergers.
Well, they just wanted some stuff to be their color.
What, the ones where you take all of your merchies stuff and don't give it back when they say no and almost bankrupt the railroad in the process?
What else? Anything else? What's going on?
If they're not,
Denison got some coaches.
did
We got some coaches?
Yeah, they got the Denison Depot Museum in Denison. The people that did the 2700 restoration.
Oh, okay. Where is
They
Denison?
got 4 in Ohio.
Okay.
They got four more passenger cars for their Polar Express event.
Oh, they're doing Polar too! Wow! Join the club!
They don't run Steam, so it's not as cool.
No, it's not.
They use SD40s or something.
Well, it's
Ew.
one of the rare Polar Expresses that G&W allows to happen. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also little write-ups here for all the coaches.
Oh, wait, they got 6 cars. I read
Wait,
it
they
wrong.
got 6?
Yeah, they got 6 cars. 4
Oh.
of them came from the Orville Railroad Heritage Society. One of them came from the American Steam Railroad Preservation Society, and one of them came from the Collis P. Huntington Railroad Historical Society. Oh, they're the New River Train people.
Oh no,
Cool.
what is this?
Cool,
What is
cool.
this? Big changes are coming this year. In the past, the excursion had been based on the Polar Express book. This year, it will be based on the Warner Brothers motion picture and licensed by the movie company. Characters from the movie, Hero Boy, Hero Girl, Know-It-All Kid, and the Hobo will be on the train. Portrayed
Oh,
by
wow,
child volunteers.
okay.
A soloist will be singing a song from the movie. Santa's Workshop, the North Pole, and Trees will also be changed to reflect the movie. A new addition will be Mrs. Claus's Cookie Kitchen, located at the Masonic Temple across Center Street from the depot. Since Mrs. Claus is not in the movie, she cannot be on the train.
Wow.
Wow.
But they didn't
Yep.
want to lose Mrs. Claus, so they made her own thing.
Yep.
See, Mrs.
It's a fan character.
Santa and Mrs. Claus are just going through a rough time right now. They can't be
Yep.
together.
No.
But maybe they boned in it.
If the sleigh is a rocket.
Hey man.
Walk,
Ho, ho,
walk.
ho.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Those are 3 hoes.
Yep.
Alright.
Difference
Anyways,
between Santa and Tiger Woods.
speaking of hoes,
Tiger Woods.
no.
Oh.
Then it doesn't really go anywhere. And of course, I'm not signed in anymore. I can't read this article. But I want to talk about this a few weeks ago. Remember how we were doing that? Remember how we had that article about that Chicago bypass thing?
Yeah.
It would be like a loop railroad around Chicago, where all the trains could go that way. Apparently, the idea has been rejected. This
Rip.
comes to me as a surprise,
no.
about as much as 1309 did.
Yeah.
That was one of the few major plans that we were shown on the podcast, and it was like, oh well, this isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But you want to know a major plan that could go somewhere?
What?
The Penn Station Master Plan.
Ah, yes.
Oh boy, this sounds
That's
mildly
definitely gonna go
cultish.
somewhere.
Rebuild Penn Station.
Yes, please.
A project of the National Civic Art Society is the brainchild of Richard W. Cameron, principal designer at Whatever and Company, and one of the original founders of the Institute of Classical Architecture and Art. But whatever. The point is, when Madison Square Garden moves out, and it will, and you're left with the garbage current Penn Station that exists buried underneath it, they want to take it, tear down the building, and rebuild in the creator's image the standard station of the world.
Oh,
In the
no.
creator's image.
As in the creator of the station.
Are you
Original.
sure that it's not the the host of this podcast?
So they'd rebuild it to look exactly the same?
Yeah, that's the
Good.
plan.
Good. Okay. I wasn't sure what in the creator's image
Yeah.
is supposed to apply, like,
No, in
What?
the image of God.
yeah. Well, that's immediately where my mind goes. Like, so it's gonna
Well,
look
listen.
like a dude?
God sits at the right hand of the president of the Pennsylvania Railroad, and not the other way around.
Don't you forget it.
But this is
I always
not.
forgot it.
This is not unprecedented. In fact, they point out other precedents: the Berlin Palace, the Cathedral of Christ the Savior in Moscow, the Dresden. I can't pronounce that. It's in Germany, or it's in Germany, and it's in German. They're all things that were basically completely changed or removed. No, not that. We have an article about that. Eric
Yes,
stole
we
it.
do. Good.
But yeah, no, these are all buildings that were completely either removed, as in the Cathedral of Christ the Savior in Moscow was literally something where Stalin said, get rid of that building, and they did. They flattened it and turned it into a pool, and now it's back in its original form.
Good. My final form.
The thing in Dresden was just bombed to hell and was like 2 walls and a statue, and now it's back in its original form.
Good.
The Berlin Palace was like modernized. I don't know what to call it. It got hit with like the wave of rebuilding, and now it looks the same as it did, or well, it will in 2019. But either way, it's really cool to see these things that are, it's not unprecedented that we could get this building back, and this building was amazing, and it's going to go with the Farley Post Office Station that's currently being worked on. We've talked about that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to apologize because I sort of got on Chris because he posted that, and I was like, no, it's not happening. They're doing the Farley Post Office thing. I didn't realize they went hand in hand. Because
Good.
I'm dumb. But, so, let's talk about what we alluded to for a second. Eric, what's this thing you got here?
What do we got? Which one?
The one I
Turinga.
clicked on. Yeah, that.
The Turing.
Let's
Turing.
try not to spoil anything just in case in case some of the audience hasn't seen Murder on the Orient Express.
Yes, the Murder on the Orient Express. I have not seen
Butler
it,
did
so
it.
I can't.
If you haven't seen it, go see it. Yeah, Butler did
The butler did it.
Butler
it was Colonel
always does it.
Mustard in the dining car with the lead pipe.
in the dining car.
No, not the
I
lead
don't
pipe, the steam
know.
pipe.
But there goes the dining car, dining car, dining car.
It was...
But they had when they were building the sets, so all the train cars and everything, they got original construction drawings for each and every one of those cars.
Too bad they didn't do that for the engine.
This is true.
Everything else is beautiful. And in fact,
Everything
like,
else.
3/4 of the engine are beautiful. The front part... I don't know what happened.
Not so. I mean, Japan got it right first. And then they put that in anime.
But yeah, they laid down half a mile of track, or no, 1.5 miles.
That's a lot of track.
For the movie. Yeah, holy crap. Michael, you were saying how authentic it looked.
Hmm?
You were saying how authentic it looked and how, like, the moving set and everything. 'Cause it was moving.
Yes.
That's really strange.
Yeah, it's impressive, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is very impressive.
It was really, really, really well done.
But yeah, go see it if just for the visuals. But go see it because it's actually a pretty good film.
Jesus Christ.
What are you looking at
This is
the
the-
sets?
No, thing Kevon just posted. This is still the right group. This is still the right thing. Apparently, this is breaking news, by the way.
Oh,
um,
I see what he...
Apparently, 64.7 pounds of marijuana were found on an Amtrak train in Galesburg.
Holy crap, that's a lot
Men
of
are in
weed.
custody.
That is a lot of marijuana.
Smoke weed every day.
Yeah, you could. For like a year. And then
Oh,
some.
and the clickbait. The Amazon hack everyone's talking about, and how to fix dark spots with a picture of someone smearing an onion across their hand.
What?
Oh no. I don't even know. But it was, this dude from Kissimmee, Florida, and another dude from Brooklyn, New York, charged with cannabis trafficking over 5,000 grams. And I like how that's the highest charge. They had 65 pounds.
Yeah.
The train arrived, they located 3 bags that didn't have an owner name on them. Oh, it isn't ours, officer. Jesus Christ. That's amazing. That's a lot of weed.
That is a lot.
Alright, anything else before we wrap it up?
I guess we could talk about how the Puffing Billy Railway was vandalized.
It was attacked by
It was attacked.
someone.
And it will not be tolerated at all.
I like how that's the thing.
Yeah.
No regard. No tolerance. Yeah, I mean, huge tags. Holy crap. It's an eyesore in the local community. Yeah,
Well,
you tell
no
you say
shit.
that again. Place scour area.
But other than that, I got nothing else. Anybody else got anything else?
Nope.
I'm done.
I finished. Actually, no. Wait. Do I have one more thing? I do have one more thing. That's right. Because I am, in a very minor sense, on the hype train for Train Sim World because of the Xbox Live thing.
Good.
God, I can play this game now. But they are teasing their next expansion. And I wonder what it could be. It looks like it could be some kind of train.
Oh no.
From the world.
From the world.
In a simulator.
In a world where trains are very thin white lines on black backgrounds.
You definitely can't make out what.
Honest Trailers Train Sim World.
I would like to see that.
Please.
I need to figure it. I need to figure out what's going out. Alright, well if that's all, folks.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get rid of this. I haven't reported on that. I'm not gonna report on it. Well, anyways, if nobody else wants to talk about anything else, then I suppose that's all, folks. It is time to terminate. Also, I need to change this. You guys can vamp for a minute. Find something to talk about.
Cause
What
this is
do we do with
filler.
discussion?
What should we do with
Wait.
discussion topics? It's funny, we almost had, no, stop it, I'm moving things around.
Okay.
Go put that next to your name.
Okay.
Also, why did you ruin the formatting?
I didn't mean to.
Eric, you
Bastard.
idiot. Give him a point for screwing it up.
Why is the
I
formatting
didn't
ruined
mean
now?
to. I just copied and pasted it.
That's why you don't copy and paste, you plagiarizing idiot.
Oh no, why is it broken?
Just hit on your.
Please hold while I fix this.
Just hit on
Why
your-
is it that half of the engines that are still on the white pass on their sides?
Yep.
It happens.
Because they're abandoned.
I ask why, but white pass, that's why.
Because they roll over.
They will over into the river.
They roll over like a good boy. Roll over.
Shit. Oh god, Eric. What is that?
I don't know what it means.
Chochi wa
Why?
wakshibe
Watashi no chama. No chama.
from you.
Something with chama.
My Japanese is on point. No.
Your Japanese is still not on point.
Alright, anyways. Wybold goes first because he got a point. Speaking of points.
Yeah, the only point. This is college and work right now.
Oh no, what is
Oh, it's a video.
In more than one sense.
Oh no! Oh no! I realized what was happening about 10 seconds in. Oh god.
I want to go to a go-kart track and just blare this song.
Oh my god.
Please.
Train Mountain Trip. We do that.
I need to add it to the playlist.
Add
anyways,
that and
Eric?
running in the 90s.
Sorry wa watashi no chamu.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Victory is mine, chum.
Chum. God damn it.
Okay, I'm gonna use chamu for in the
Chamu.
guesses. You're a chamu.
Isn't that the whale from SeaWorld?
That's chamu.
No, you know what? I'm changing my termination.
Oh no.
Steamtown has the best art designers. Alright, Mochi.
Anyone want to go for a trip to Alaska and come back with a few locomotives?
Road trip.
Whew.
Alright, and Jader.
Espresso thyself.
Alright, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.